San Mateo County is one of the wealthiest in the country, and yet the number of people needing help with groceries is greater than ever. Thanks for joining us as we take notice. In this edition, we're going to talk to a group that's helping people with a basic need of putting food on the table. Joining us is Jennifer Llamas. You're the outreach coordinator for CalFresh. First of all, let's talk about what is CalFresh.
So CalFresh is a nutrition program that helps people with low income purchase nutritious food. Nationwide, it is known as SNAP, so that's how many people recognize CalFresh as. The way that it works is it's a monthly financial assistance that is given on a card. The card is like a debit card. It's called an EBT card. And so with this card, it has a PIN, it is swipeable, and you can go into any grocery store, major retailer, and purchase food with this card.
Just to clear up any confusion, did this not used to be called food stamps?
That is correct. It is formerly known as food stamps, but California did a rebranding of the program because they wanted to remove some of the stigma associated with food stamps, so that's why it is now called CalFresh.
What's the reaction from your participants since you've rebranded? It sounds wonderful, and CalFresh also indicates, you know, more nutritious food.
Absolutely. So the fresh part of that, I think, really brings home the message that we want to encourage people to purchase healthy food with CalFresh. I think we've received a lot of positive feedback about the rebranding because, you know, it's now everything's electronic, especially. So the reason it was called food stamps was because it was a voucher booklet. And so now that it's electronic, it's much simpler, it's more discreet, and it's really great.
You mentioned earlier that you help low-income people get nutritious food. Who actually is eligible and what are the requirements?
So the eligibility requirements, a San Mateo County resident, they have to be low income. Low income is, since this is a federal program, low income is defined by the federal guidelines. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky. And also someone in the household needs to be a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident in order to qualify.
So there have been in the past myths, so to speak, that swirl around government programs, and a lot of them are wrong. When you mention someone in the household has to be a legal resident, does this affect any other programs?
No, so absolutely not. So actually, that is one of the things that we hear a lot, especially with our senior population. We always hear, oh, we want to say, like, give this to someone else who really needs the program. And so, you know, since it is a federal program, it's meant for everyone. Everyone that can qualify for the program should apply for CalFresh.
And yet I understand that there's a very large percentage of people who do qualify but have not applied. Why is that?
Well, I think there is a lot of speculation that in the Bay Area it's so expensive to live, so we do feel that maybe some people have moved out of our area and into more affordable places like Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto. There's also a lot of fear in the community right now with public charge. So when the new presidential administration took over, they wanted to make changes to all these existing public government programs, and so one of them is public charge, meaning that if a person, an undocumented individual, wants to become a legal permanent resident later on, they could be affected if they are on CalFresh or if anyone in their family is on CalFresh.
I can understand where that would create a lot of fear for some people, but let's emphasize that that is in the very beginning stages and nothing official has been done.
Absolutely not, and it would not be retroactive, meaning that if this were to ever become an official law, they would not look at the past to see if you were receiving these benefits at one time.
Oh, that is really good news. Okay, now other benefits, disability, Social Security will not be affected.
No, that's correct. You can receive as many of these benefits as you can, and CalFresh does not affect any of them. And especially as of June 1st of 2019, SSI recipients, Social Security insurance recipients, will now be eligible for CalFresh, and this is the first time since 1974.
This is just huge. So tell me a little bit about what this means for people.
Absolutely. So people that have been on a fixed income, such as Social Security, insurance, what we call it SSI, and so they'll now be eligible for CalFresh, meaning that they can receive SSI and then have CalFresh at the same time. And this is so huge because it's going to bring throughout the state of California, around 400,000 new applicants. And in San Mateo County, it's around 4,200 new applicants that will now be able to benefit from CalFresh.
And the ability for CalFresh to pay for this is there because it comes from
The federal government.
USDA, I believe.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, CalFresh has some other changes that I think were pretty exciting. Mobile unit?
Yes, we recently acquired a mobile unit, and with this mobile unit, we have 2 offices in there, so we'll actually be able to meet clients with where they're at. So we plan to go to senior centers, we plan to go to remote areas of the Bay Area, including Half Moon Bay, including Pescadero, in San Mateo County, those hard to reach places. And so we'll be able to take applications on site, and if approved, a client may be able to even actually walk out with an EBT card because we have an EBT card machine maker.
Right there on the spot?
Yes, right there on the spot. Yeah, so as long as they bring all their documents and we're able to get them, ready to go, then we'll be able to actually do that for them. So that's a really great benefit of our mobile unit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We had talked several times during this interview about low-income people, but with the rents, what they are, the cost of living in San Mateo County, and yet so many of the programs go by federal guidelines, but the reality of living here, no longer is it save 25% of your budget for rent. Now it's 75% of your budget. In fact, I read a statistic, you have to make $70 an hour just to pay the average rent in San Mateo County.
Yeah.
So are you getting medium income people, middle class people? Would you like to get the word out to them?
Absolutely. Everyone that meets the minimum requirements and that meet the federal income limits should apply for our program, because it's just like you mentioned, many people are putting most of their money towards rent, towards mortgage, and they're leaving less money for food. Maybe they're skipping meals, maybe they're purchasing less healthier options. And so with CalFresh, it would really add an extra money towards a food budget to really keep nutrition levels up.
I don't think we can emphasize enough the importance of good nutrition.
Yes.
One of the places that you can use the CalFresh dollars, the EBT cards, is the farmers markets.
Yes, that's correct. So select farmers markets in San Mateo County accept CalFresh. And what's really great is that there's a program called Market Match. And so when you use your CalFresh at the farmers markets, they will actually match you up to $10. So you'll take $20 worth of groceries having only spent $10. And all the food from the farmers market is fresh and it's locally produced most of the time. So it's just really a great incentive to get out there and be healthy with your CalFresh money.
We've got to get the word out.
Yeah.
And how do people get in touch with you? You talked about a mobile unit. How else?
So we have what's called the call, click, come in system. So by calling, we have a call center, and so our telephone is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So they can apply via phone. The click is the website, and so getcalfresh.org is the website that we use, and so it's a very simple application process online. It can take less than 10 minutes. And then the come in, we have 5 regional offices from East Palo Alto to Daly City, and so our offices are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they offer same-day service.
I just want to ask one last question. Since you've been outreach coordinator, Jennifer, what are some of the takeaways that you get from this program?
Being able to give people, the opportunity to help, to basically improve their well-being is just really great, and especially with the CalFresh program.
And you really feel like the rebranding from food stamps to CalFresh has really put in some new life into this program.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's just really helped with the stigma around it. And you know, just the name CalFresh, California Fresh, like it just really emphasizes that our nutrition is fresh, healthy food.
Thank you very much for your help and your time, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, there's another sidebar bonus to CalFresh. For every 5 CalFresh dollars spent in a community, it generates another $9 in economic activity. That's in terms of helping businesses and supporting jobs. I'm Janet Yee. Thanks for watching Take Notice. Have a safe day.
Thank you.